One small step for man, one giant leap for... We all know the story. July 20th, 1969, the day humanity took its first steps on another celestial body. Neil Armstrong takes that famous step onto the lunar surface, a moment etched in the annals of history. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Words that have inspired generations. Iconic words, an iconic moment, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. But what if I told you there's more to this story? What if the narrative we've been told is just the surface? What if this wasn't a leap for mankind, but a handshake with it, a handshake with something or someone unknown? I'm talking about the possibility that we weren't alone on the moon, that there was something else, something hidden. Not in the way you think, though. Forget little green men. This isn't about extraterrestrial life as we imagine it. I'm talking about something far more complex, far more hidden, structures, artifacts, or perhaps even technology that defies our understanding. Something that rewrites the history of space exploration as we know it. Something that challenges the very foundation of our knowledge. This isn't about debunking the moon landing. The moon landing happened, but there's more to it. It's about looking deeper, beyond the accepted narrative. It's about uncovering the hidden truths. It's about asking the questions no one wants to ask, questions that might lead us to startling revelations. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive headfirst into a conspiracy theory that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about the moon landing. Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, where every answer leads to more questions. Shadows of doubt, what they didn't tell us. Let's talk about the discrepancies, the inconsistencies that have fueled conspiracy theories for decades. These are the whispers in the dark, the questions that linger in the back of our minds, the flag waving in the windless vacuum of space. How could it move when there's no air to make it flutter? The lack of a blast crater under the lunar module. Shouldn't there be some evidence of the powerful engines that brought it down? The strangely identical backgrounds and seemingly different photos. How can different locations look so eerily similar? These are just a few of the anomalies that have made people scratch their heads. They make us question the narrative we've been given. Now, I'm not saying these are proof of a cover-up, but they do make you wonder, don't they? But they raise questions, don't they? Questions that deserve answers, or at least a closer look. They make you wonder if we're getting the full picture. Are we seeing the truth, or just a version of it? Some argue these are easily explainable. They say there's nothing to see here. Just move along. The flag was designed to look like it was waving, a simple trick of engineering, they say. The lack of a crater is due to the moon's surface. It's just the way the dust settled, they claim. The background similarities are optical illusions, maybe. Just tricks of light and perspective. Or maybe there's something more to it. Maybe these anomalies are clues, pieces of a larger puzzle. Maybe those explanations are a little too convenient. Maybe, just maybe, there's more to the story than we've been told. The enigma of the Van Allen belts, a cosmic roadblock. Here's a big one. The Van Allen belts. These are two massive radiation belts that surround Earth. They're incredibly dangerous. So dangerous, in fact, that some scientists believe it would have been impossible for the Apollo astronauts to pass through them without suffering fatal radiation poisoning, yet they did. How? NASA claims the spacecraft was shielded, the astronauts' exposure minimized. But some experts argue that the technology at the time wasn't sufficient. They say the astronauts would have received lethal doses of radiation. So, how did they survive? Did NASA have technology they weren't telling us about? Or is there another explanation? Something more out there, something that points to help from an outside source? Whispers of a deal contact beyond the stars. What if the reason we haven't been back to the moon isn't because of cost or lack of interest? What if it's because we're not allowed? What if during that mission contact was made, not with little green men, but with something far more advanced, something we couldn't comprehend? Think about it. The sudden halt to the space race, the cryptic statements from astronauts about what they really saw, the whispers of classified documents hidden from public view. Is it possible that a deal was struck? A deal that granted us the technology to reach the moon, but at a price that included our silence, our promise to never return. The lunar anomaly structures on the moon. Let's talk about something else that's got the conspiracy theorists buzzing, the alleged structures on the moon. Over the years, there have been countless images released by NASA that show strange, seemingly artificial structures on the lunar surface. Towers, bridges, geometric shapes that don't seem to occur naturally. Most dismiss these as tricks of light, shadows playing on craters and rocks, but some researchers aren't so sure. They point to the consistency of these anomalies, the fact that they appear in multiple images taken at different times from different angles. They argue that these structures are evidence of an ancient civilization, a civilization that may have had contact with someone else. A veil of secrecy, suppressed information, and hidden agendas. Why all the secrecy? What are they hiding from us? Why the need to cover up what really happened on the moon? What truths are being kept from the public eye? Some believe it's about control. Control over information, control over the narrative, and ultimately control over us. They argue that the powers that be governments, secret societies, whatever you want to call them, are afraid of what would happen if the truth came out. The truth about extraterrestrial life, advanced technologies, and hidden knowledge. Imagine the panic, the chaos if we knew we weren't alone, if we knew that our understanding of the world was incomplete, that there were beings out there far more advanced than us, with technologies that could revolutionize our way of life. Beings who may have already visited our planet. The implications are staggering. It would change everything we know. Our religion, our science, our history, our entire understanding of the universe would be turned upside down. Maybe that's why the truth is kept hidden, to maintain the status quo, to keep society stable, to protect us from ourselves, from the fear and uncertainty that such revelations would bring. Or maybe to protect something else, something even more profound and mysterious. The astronauts bound by oath? Think about the astronauts. These are men who have seen things most of us can't even imagine. They've stared into the abyss of space, walked on another world, and yet they remain strangely silent about what they really experienced. Some have hinted at the truth, spoken of strange lights and unexplained phenomena. Others have refused to talk about it at all, their lips sealed by what they claim are government oaths and threats of retaliation. What did they see? What do they know? Are they bound by something more than just words? Are they sworn to protect a secret that could change the world as we know it? The unexplained phenomena, signals and sightings. It's not just the astronauts. For decades, there have been reports of strange signals coming from space, signals that defy explanation. Some believe these signals are attempts at communication, perhaps from the same beings we allegedly made contact with on the moon. Then there are the UFO sightings, the countless reports of unidentified objects in our skies. Many of these sightings have been debunked, but some remain unexplained. Could these be connected to the moon landing? Is it possible that our presence on the moon attracted unwanted attention? That we opened a door that we shouldn't have? A door that allowed something else to enter our world? The bigger picture, a galactic treaty? Here's where things get really interesting. What if the moon landing wasn't just about us? What if it was part of a much bigger picture, a galactic chess game we're only just beginning to understand? Some theorists believe that Earth is just one small planet in a vast, interconnected network of civilizations. They believe that there are rules, treaties, and alliances in place that govern interactions between these civilizations. Could it be that our presence on the moon upset this balance, that our little leap for mankind was actually a violation of some intergalactic treaty, and that the beings we encountered were there to remind us of our place in the cosmos? The truth out there, a call to question. I know what you're thinking. This is crazy, right? It's all just speculation, conspiracy theories with no real evidence. And maybe you're right, but here's the thing. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for it. Do your own research. Look at the evidence, the anomalies, the inconsistencies. Ask questions. Challenge the official narrative. The truth, as they say, is out there. It's up to us to find it. Don't be afraid to question what you think you know. Don't be afraid to consider the impossible, because sometimes the impossible is just the truth waiting to be uncovered. Join the conversation. What do you believe? So what do you think? Is the moon landing the ultimate symbol of human achievement, or is it something more? Is it a testament to our ingenuity or a reminder of our ignorance? Join the conversation, share your thoughts, your theories, your doubts. Let's explore this together because the truth, whatever it may be, is out there.